So when the emotion takes flight, what do you do? Like I said, if you can literally count out the 90 seconds, recognize that you're in the thrall of a big emotion. Be like, okay, this is going to pass. I'm having a big feeling right now. That might be all you can do. And literally counting to 90 might be a help to you. Often when we're in a really big emotional state, our thinking brain kind of goes offline. So actually doing something like counting involves that and helps that kind of take back control of the brainstem and the parts of our bodies that are just in kind of survival mode. Body scan, really helpful as well, because what you're experiencing as emotion is actually information that's coming up through your body. So if you can kind of track, okay, head to toe or toe to head, whatever. Am I feeling tension? Am I feeling heat? Am I feeling tingles? Am I feeling movement? And scan through the body to try to figure out what parts of your body are giving you the information and exactly what it is that you're feeling in those areas. Then rather than it being an overwhelming, gotta act on this, gotta run from this, you're kind of like, oh right, okay, yeah, no, my heart is beating really, really hard. My stomach is clenched like a rock. My hands are feeling really cold. My legs are shaking. And that's giving you information about what your body is telling you, what's in that envelope. If you can name the emotion, and again, if this is all new to you, at first all you're going to recognize is feeling something big, don't like it, feeling something big, or feeling something big feels really good. And you can learn that you can kind of develop what's called your emotional literacy, which is understanding the names of the different emotions and how the different physical feelings in your body match to different emotions. And one tool that can be helpful with that, again, it's actually one developed by this guy, Mark Brackett. He's a professor in Yale's Center for Emotional Intelligence. So he obviously has put a lot of work into developing these tools. He calls it the mood meter. And if you Google the mood meter, you'll get loads of visuals for this. And they can either be quite simple or they can be quite complex, like most things in life. And so basically I'm just gonna draw one. So it has 4 rectangles. Let me get the colors right. So he says you can use this really from preschool up, and I would definitely agree is that it's a tool that you can use broadly across your family or your class or even your workplace if people are game. So the first thing is to identify whether you're feeling high energy or low energy, and then whether it's a feeling that feels nice or not nice. And so that's really just the first thing, just to do a quick check-in with yourself. Do I feel like I've got lots of energy in this, or do I feel like I've got very little energy in this? And then that lets you decide whether you're north or south. And then is this a feeling that feels nice, or is this a feeling that feels not nice? And that gives you a quadrant. And so that might be just all you start with, whether you're in the yellow or the red or the blue or the green. And then again, there's varying levels of complexity. But example of some of the ones that are in the yellow, some of the feelings are like that you might be surprised or upbeat or exhilarated or ecstatic. Slightly lower level, you might be lively, enthusiastic, optimistic. Lower level, you might feel joyful or hopeful or playful. And then dropping down into the green, you might feel calm, secure, satisfied, grateful, comfy, peaceful, thoughtful, mellow, complacent, cozy. And so just by going through this, you can build your emotional literacy, because you can recognize which of the colors you're in, and then you can have a little look at the mood meter and be like, yeah, I wonder like which word does kind of match how I'm feeling. And then after you've done that for a while, just your own self, you'll be like, oh yeah, okay, this physically feels the same as the time I reckoned I was feeling focused or restful or disheartened or frightened. So that's one way of kind of developing your awareness of what emotion you're experiencing. Breathing is really important for 2 reasons. And one is, like I said before, concentrating on our breath brings that the thinking brain, the cortical brain online. So you might be counting your breath, or you might be like focusing on doing that rather than on the physical feeling. And then the other thing it does is, on a very physiological level, is if you breathe in a certain way, it calms your nervous system. Basically, it recruits different nerves that calm down our body's reaction to this information, to these emotions. So when we're in a big emotion, we often are going kind of into fight or flight mode. So you've got like your parasympathetic nervous system, and then you leap up into your sympathetic nervous system, and then you'll come back down into your parasympathetic. So there's some breathing techniques that kind of help this parasympathetic nervous system kick in, which calms you down. And those breaths are ones that have the exhalation longer than the inhalation, so that you're breathing out for a longer time. So that literally is all you need to know. Make your out breath as long as you possibly can, and that signalizes to your body, calm down, relax, and that puts you in a better frame of mind then to be able to deal with whatever has kicked off the emotion in the first place. If you want to do some counting and you want to make it a little bit more complex, you could do maybe a breath where you're breathing in for 4, holding it for 7, and then breathing out for 8. And that's another one that kicks in the nervous system to calm us down when we're feeling stressed. When you're feeling a little bit steadier and calmer, when you've named the emotion and you might have done some breathing to kind of settle yourself down, and you've scanned through your body so you know what parts of it are feeling what, you can be brave enough to open up the envelope and see what information your body was actually sending you. So what need was it telling you you were getting further away from? Or what need was it telling you you were getting closer to? And ultimately, we're all creatures who want our needs to be met. So the more in tune we are with our needs, and with where we are with regards to getting them met and what we're doing in order to get them met, to keep ourselves safe, the easier our life is, and the easier it is for us to relate to other people and engage with them in a healthy and productive way. So we all obviously have needs to feel physically safe, to feel like we're going to last the day, to have our physiological needs met, to get enough sleep, to have enough to drink, to have enough to eat. And then we also have needs to feel connected to other people, to feel like we belong, to feel loved, to feel respected, to feel like we're being listened to, and to feel like we've got control over ourselves and over our environment. So those are some of the needs that we can be scanning for, I suppose, and watching out to see whether they might have triggered the emotion as well.